You're watching Jason Nappy Weather. I'm tracking the trends for the big 4th of July weekend, but first, let's look at what's happening right now. You see cloud cover over the mid-Atlantic. Not a lot of cloud cover at all over the northern New England states, nice and clear in Maine, but here's your cloud cover over New Jersey, over New York, and here comes the next storm, Great Lakes, moving through Canada right now. So I'll take a look at that more detail. That's a Saturday soaker for New England, not as much for the East Coast here, but you see where all of this temperature here in the orange, all of the 80s and 70s, that's out ahead of the next storm that's coming through. Here's low pressure over Marquette, over Michigan, right, over the UP of Michigan. That's going to bring up the heat and humidity more than it will the rainfall. The rainfall is going to stay mostly in northern New England, the heaviest part of it, into tonight and tomorrow. Let me show you that in more detail now on the weather highway with the fronts coming through. You've got high pressure in control. That's going to give a very nice Friday over a good chunk of New England today. That's why we're clear and dry. But here is your storm over towards the Great Lakes. That storm is going to push through, and we will get into the warm sector, which is in between the warm front and the cold front. That's the warm sector, and that's going to push east, okay? So all of that heat and humidity will start to push east. It really will be more humidity that's going to push east versus heat with this one. The next one down the pipeline will bring a bit more heat. That's this one over here. So here's basically two storms coming through on the weather highway. The first one right here comes through with a front, couple fronts, a warm front then a cold front tonight and tomorrow. The next one comes through here, the Great Lakes, the Upper Plains, the Midwest. That one comes through. That's going to be Tuesday for the East Coast. So I'll break those both down in more detail. The second one has an opportunity for severe weather. The first one is more of just a soaker for northern New England, especially in Maine. So there it is. Here is all your rain coming through on Saturday for northern New England, even more so than southern New England. And then the next one comes through. This is going to be a big old front that comes through Tuesday during peak heating. So that would be a threat for severe weather. Anytime you see a front come through during peak heating of the afternoon on Tuesday, okay? So we got a couple systems to come through, and then we clear out for the 4th. Let me take you into the 4th of July now. 4th of July, this is basically Friday afternoon. Notice here, anything threat for severe weather, not really seeing that. I do see some showers well up in eastern Canada, some showers here, Ohio Valley, back towards the Midwest, the plains, okay, but nothing significant for the 4th of July right now. Things will warm up a bit, but this is summer, it's supposed to be warm. I don't see a major heat wave either, okay, for the 4th here. Just pretty typical summertime heat. What we had a couple of days ago, that was not typical summertime heat. That was a legitimate record-shattering heat wave. Now, for today, it is a beautiful day in Maine. In all of Maine and New Hampshire looks great. Northern New England looks fantastic today. The rain gets in tonight. Now, to begin, the western mountains, western foothills up in the county, okay? And then that comes through. It'll be quite heavy through the morning, midday, and afternoon in Coos County, New Hampshire, in Rangeley, in Greenville. And then that's going to push south and east. Mid-coast and down east is going to get it. Thunderstorms will be embedded. They're not going to be severe. They'll be mostly garden variety, okay, any downpours. To Sunday morning early, it is going to be up in the county, over towards the Boundary Plateau. Not so much the southern coast. And I will say also the southern coast won't see the heaviest rain Saturday. So of all the places to be this weekend, if you need to do things outside, the southern coast, especially Saturday afternoon, there is a window there where things will be, I won't say dry, but not nearly as heavy in the forecast, okay? So let's take a look at it now in more detail in Maine for my loyal followers there. Let me show you how beautiful it is right now. Look at the sky cams. Fantastic Friday, but Saturday, everything will be clouded over. The heaviest rain northeast and also the western mountains, and then clearing on Sunday, especially to the south, okay, and east. But there will still be some clouds and a couple of showers. So not a completely dry day, Sunday for everyone, but there will be improvement. Sunday is the much better of the 2 days for outdoor stuff. Okay, here we go. So, in the mountains, and your 10-day forecast starts off perfect today. Great day. If you can move things to Friday, today, this is a fantastic day. However, on Saturday and to Sunday, so Saturday it's 58, that's the high, with the cloud cover, with the rain. The rain will be heaviest in the mountains, in the central highlands, down east, in the county. And then for Tuesday, there's that thunderstorm threat I talked about. Afternoon, evening, could be a low-end severe threat, humid. And then for the 4th, we clear out except for a few showers, okay? So this is not going to be a major event on the 4th. Tuesday, you have your thunderstorms. For the weekend, we have clearing inland, 79, clouds to sun. So there's going to be breaks in the clouds Sunday. Sunday, the better of the 2 weekend days. Then we heat up next week, although it won't be as hot as it just was a few days ago. But it will definitely be humid for sure. The coastline sees the most humidity and the least amount of rain. Okay, so Saturday, on-off showers. Now, I will preface that by saying the mid-coast and down east, those two coasts are part of the Maine coastline. We'll see the heaviest rain Saturday. The southern coast, not as much. So I've basically got a blend there, Saturday of on and off showers. Some of them will be heavy, though. Now, Tuesday, thunderstorms come through, and then for the 4th, right now, would be the first dry weekend in about 16 or 17. So keep checking back on NappyCast for trends for the holiday weekend coming up soon.